This is a guide for the Corrupted Grandmaster Nightfall. Let's start off with weapons and class setup. Hunters are going to want to go invis. Best exotic for them is obviously going to be the Aeons, but Graviton Forfeit is a great choice if you're really worried about the elevator section. Warlock should go Well of Radiance with Starfire or Aeons, and Titans should go Hammers with Aeons. These class setups are obviously what I recommend, and you can choose whatever you want, but if you want the easiest clear, I would suggest these. Weapons, there's nothing better than Storm Chaser for the boss, but if you struggle hitting your shots, I would go Tarantula if you've got one, and if you don't, a Cataclysmic. This boss has a 2x crit multiplier, which means that precision weapons such as linear fusions are going to be best in slot. Osteostriga is a fantastic weapon for overload with an unstoppable scout like the Staccato, but blinding grenades are also very good, so is Divinity, and so is Witherhoard. There's not too many overloads, so you shouldn't be focusing on making sure that all 3 players have overload. If you do the entire strike, including the Ascendant realm at the end, there's only 6 overloads that you need to stun. There's more overloads, but the ones that you need to stun, there's only 6. There's 11 unstoppables that you would need to stun though. When the strike starts, you want to kill the Overload Chieftain and then immediately head to the right and kill the boss and head inside. Contrary to popular belief, you do not need to kill the Overload out here, and you do not want to kill too many Acolytes, or you will spawn in a second Overload that you do need to kill. If you want, you can kill them for super energy, do so if you'd like, but it is not required. I don't bother to do it. Elevator, I recommend you charge at least 5 orbs, giving you 2 for the first part and 3 for the second. Throw an orb to someone, have them throw it back to you. Do that until you have 5 orbs. Once you have the orbs, start the elevator. Osteo, Witherhoard, blinding grenades, and just grenades are great here. The first wave will always contain Scions, and the second wave will contain the shielded enemies. The ideal situation is you break all 3 shielded enemies as quickly as possible. This is pretty easy for the first wave, but it's a lot more difficult for the Taken wave, as there's a giant orb that spawns in the middle, and most people like to stay by the console. I suggest you stay by the spawn so that the enemies don't have time to split up into multiple directions. Note that the phalanxes for the Taken phase can be finished with Aeons for ammo. You can kill the Shrieker without it shooting at you if you stand behind the line entering the doorway. It works about 80% of the time. The other 20% of the time, it either won't open or it will shoot at you, so just be careful about that. You can despawn the Shriekers and the Knights in this next area by invising to the Ogre Encounter. This is easily done with an invis hunter using Graviton. But Aeons is fine too, just make sure you do a smoke, then a dodge. You can complete the entire Ogre Encounter with Platinum rewards in about 2 minutes by only killing 5 enemies and standing at the top of the right stairs. What you want to do is try to kill the Hive Unstop immediately, then kill the Hive Ogre when you return to the Hive Realm. Then you want to wait at the top of the right stairs for about 20 to 30 seconds, which will cause the Taken Unstops to jump off the right balcony and then run towards you. Sometimes the Unstops are a bit stubborn, but there's an easy fix, which is to move between the pillars and then return to the stairs, as that forces them to drop down. Lastly, you can kill the Taken Ogre. If you want to know why you should do it in this order, I've written why in the description, but the too long and didn't read is that it's the easiest way to do it. You can then head top right and invis past the Shriekers. I'm not going to explain the big staircase room, as that should be extremely straightforward. Just kill the champs and then invis past Yadix the Vandal. If you struggle with the big drop, follow the route shown on screen. If you do this, you will never die. The overload after the drop will always eventually fall off the map. That means that you don't need to shoot it until it's falling off the map. If you shoot it early, you'll cause retaliation, which is deadly, and if you don't shoot it at all, you won't get credit for the kill, so you won't get platinum rewards. Okay, and now for the boss fight. When the strike starts, you can use the back platform to be relatively safe from all enemies. Just be careful of Sadia, as her eviscerating hex likes to one-shot you. Once all enemies are dead, which is easily done with the scout rifle, there are 2 choices for how to deal damage. You can do damage immediately and try for the 1 phase if you're confident, but if you fail, you need to do a lot of extra work. Or you can hold off on damage if you know you won't get it and do the 2-ball Heddy strategy. For this video, I'm going to showcase the Heddy strategy, as it is the easier strategy to do and will guarantee a clear with extreme ease compared to the other strategy, which can go wrong sometimes. However, I will provide information on what to do if the strategy fails. To start, kill the enemies, grab an orb, and break Sadia's shield. Do not shoot Sadia at all. She's going to spawn in more enemies, and you're going to want to kill the enemies first. Once that's done, then you want to grab another orb, charge it, and then head towards where the Ascendant plane portal appears. Now you're going to do the typical one-phase strategy. Shoot her in the face, do a 180, continue to shoot her. However, if she shields, you're going to use that second orb that you grabbed to break her shield, and she's going to do her little twirl, and you're just going to continue to blast her in the face. You should have plenty of time to kill her doing this. If she somehow shields again, she will instantly enter the Ascendant plane. If she doesn't instantly enter the Ascendant plane, you're doing something wrong to deal damage to her. When she enters the Ascendant plane, another orb will be available to pick up, and you can send your invis hunter to grab that orb and take it into the Ascendant plane. Kill the enemies on the main platform as well as the Vandal on Sadia's, but do not kill the Knight with Sadia. Charge the orb, send the hunter across while invis to hit Sadia and start blasting. If you somehow miss the orb or you don't have a hunter to grab one, you will need to do the donut, which is pretty difficult. I can't really give you any advice on how to do the donut except to kill all the scions before you attempt to even grab an orb. Once all the scions are dead, grab an orb, break her shield, blast her in the face. I'd like to give a huge thanks to Heddy for showcasing the 2-ball strategy. It's very useful if you know that you're not going to one-phase. I've linked his original video in the description. Please go check it out and give him a sub. Thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you learned something, and I will see you guys in the next one.